Welcome, Manchester United fans. My name is Wasim, and I'm going to give you three things that I learned from this game, but also from a tactical perspective as well. So, to begin with, I am absolutely delighted that Ruben Amorim stuck by his principles. So, he played a 3-4-2-1. What was frustrating me in commentary was the commentator Robbie Savage. He kept mentioning changing the system. He kept saying he prefers them in a 4-2-3-1. They're more natural in a 4-2-3-1. But we didn't bring Ruben Amorim in, a two-time league winner, broke the Porto and Benfica axes, two-time cup winner, has a philosophy, attacking philosophy, scores many goals, aggressive, new ideas, something that United fans go to the game and we're like interested in what's going to happen, something to look forward to. Yes, we know they're going to be teething problems, but that's natural. So we bought Ruben Amorim to play his philosophy, so I'm glad he's sticking by that. In the game, yes, you can make little tweaks, but do not change it entirely. So yes, for example, this is a 5-2-2-1, or you can call it a 3-4-2-1, alright? However, Robbie Savage in commentary, he kept mentioning 4-2-3-1, so then it's going to look like this. Move the players across, and move them out here. And now you've got your 4-2-3-1. Why would we go back to a system that we played before? We brought a new manager in to implement his philosophy. So Amorim stuck by his philosophy. Malacia out wide, Anthony out wide, two number 6s or two number 8s, you call them number 8s if you want to, two number 10s, and Højlund up top, the 3-4-2-1 system. So I'm glad he kept to his system. Yes, in the second half, he made a slight tweak. He bought the low one. He bought the low one, and Garnacho basically say where Malacia is, this is the low now. The low just tucked inside, and Garnacho went a bit more wide. That's perfectly fine. You can make these tweaks in the game to maybe get back control, or you want to pin the opposition back. That's fine, but you don't change your entire philosophy. And it was like that. The commentator was saying from minute one, almost not minute one, but like minute 10, saying it, just mentioning it, it was just frustrating. So I'm glad he stuck by the philosophy, because this is how the players are going to learn from games, from understanding each other on the pitch, from the training sessions, and more game time with each other, and so forth. So point number one, I'm glad he kept to his philosophy. Right, number two, this is more of a tactical point, so you can watch the board. So what United are slightly struggling with is basically this left hand area here. We're struggling slightly here. The reason is quite a couple of reasons. So first of all, you got to look at the profiles. Garnacho, he's inexperienced, so his understanding of the game is nowhere near the level that is of Mount. Secondly, Fernandez, he played like an 8 position, which is fine because he has some qualities that suit that position, and he also has some qualities that are basically needed in that position as well. So there is like positivity there. However, with Malacia, he's just come back from a long-term injury, and Martinez also isn't match fit as well. So from just a profile perspective, there's some issues there. And then second of all, if you actually look on the opposite side, Mazraoui, right centre back, terrific game understanding, stature, presence, quality. Anthony played right wing back. He hasn't really particularly played there before, but his understanding was quite good during the game, and also his player profile, he should be able to fit in that system, especially when Mazraoui pushes out, Anthony can push up like this. Ugarte, Ruben Amorim's had him before, and then Mason Mount, very high IQ footballer. So this side, that's why it's a bit more solid, just from a personnel perspective. Then we move on to the goal. So what happened was, I'm not particularly sure where certain players were, but it was more of a this scenario here. So Martinez basically followed his man. Martinez followed his man out, which was fine. So the ball got like played into midfield. And it didn't relieve a massive gap, to be honest, because our players took around a bit. But the issue was Malacia, he should have read the situation, in which he did, but he simply lost. And sometimes football is this simple. He simply lost a foot race. He lost a foot race. Watch it back. He loses a foot race. At the beginning, he's ahead. He loses a foot race. Maybe because match fitness, because Malacia is normally quick. And then Delit has this man here. So then he just carried on. And to be honest, it was a good finish. Bit closer to goal. Bottom left hand corner. So that was a slight issue with Manchester United, and it's not becoming a major issue, but it's something we can address personnel wise and address systematically as well. Also, at times you can nullify this by not only from a personnel perspective and a tactical perspective, you can also do it with your shape as well. So for example, Mason Mount, if there's gaps in midfield, Mason Mount can join this. He can now form a 3. Garnacho can tuck in and Højlund to form a 3-5-2. Now if you look at the spaces, and I mentioned this before, spaces here, they're much less. And also there's generally protection in front of, wrong one, there's generally protection, why is this happening? There's generally protection in front of the defenders. So there's more cover in front of the defenders, which is good as well. And also the passes into here, they're more blocked because these players are making it more difficult for the ball into the wingers or strikers to get into. Or it could be a 4 where the 2 number 10s, remember, Garnacho number 10, Mount number 10, they've tucked in now, narrowed it down, gone narrow, wing backs out wide, so wing backs have got them, and now there's not much space in these areas. So that's little slight tweaks that Amorim can make, and he did make it today, to be fair, when he bought the low one, so that was good. And then finally, the final point I wanted to make was we have many players that fit numerous profiles, and this is really good. So here's my point. Mount can play number 10, he can also play number 8. Garnacho, not so much. Ugarte, he's very mobile and he's particularly going to play the box-to-box ball-winning midfielder. Anthony can play wing back, so he has to adapt his game slightly to play wing back. Martinez can play in a back 2, also in a back 3. Mazraoui, probably the most versatile. He can play arguably centre mid, but I wouldn't really play him there. He can play wing back, right centre back, and even left centre back. If Martinez was out and Yoro was here, I'd be fine with Mazraoui in that position. So the versatility of certain players is very good. However, with other players, they're going to have to adapt and improve. And either, this is what happens, they either improve, develop, so they get into the team. They don't have enough quality to get in the starting 11, but they're good enough for the bench. Or they don't find a position at all, and then we end up selling them. So there's 6 months ahead of football. Let's see how it goes. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like it, subscribe, and share it with all your mates. Any tactical points, clip you up, put you on Twitter, do what you want. You can just put my @Wasim_UTD, but my Twitter's down at the moment. Just know that it's shared from YouTube, which is Wasim_UTD as well. Thanks for watching. Take care.